Okay, so the Spartans, the rise and the fall of Sparta. About 8th century BC, over there, in that valley over there, a civilization, Greek civilization, became born known as Sparta. And they conquered the people across the mountains on that side and on that side. And what they did was they enslaved those Greeks. They enslaved their fellow Greeks. They were called helots. And because they had this huge army of slave workers, it meant that Spartans could devote themselves to just one thing, which was war and to become warriors. And it meant the entire Spartan population could become warriors and focus on that. This was also the downfall of the Spartans, because the Spartan code was so rigid. You had to be a Spartan, you had to be trained in their way, and they didn't allow any newcomers in. So eventually their population just began to diminish and dwindle, so that they couldn't actually keep control of all the helots who were working in the fields, providing the food and doing all the lazy jobs that people have to do these days. So that was the fall of Sparta as well, because they didn't allow any new blood in. And unlike Romans, who would give Roman citizenship to anybody who was worth it. So that is the ancient side of Sparta over there. That's where it all happened. The Spartans, if you asked the Spartans for help, they wouldn't send an army, they would send one man. And that man would be able to train the entire army, because they were that well trained, they were that well versed in anything military. And you can see the echo of their military tradition in today's armies. For instance, if you see tanks or armored personnel carriers and they have the upturned V sign, that is a Spartan sign. They had that on their shields. And if you were facing Spartans in battle, you would know it, because you would see that V sign on their shields, and you'd be pretty afraid, because these guys were the best warriors in the ancient world. They never surrendered. They fought to the death.